From Georgia is recognized for 2 minutes.
I thank the gentleman from Texas for the time, and I rise in support of the McKeon Amendment and in support of the continuing resolution. And I want to say this. I've heard a lot of people say, well, this process isn't good and that we haven't had enough hours of debate. But I would say to members of Congress, have we not, in fact, had days and weeks of debate? How is it that you're a member of Congress if you haven't thought about ISIS and the situation? In fact, have we not had 13 years to debate this very subject internally, externally, on the floor, in committee, and off the floor? We certainly have had a lot of time for deliberation on this. Secondly, I want to say this. I'm not certain that the President needs further approval from Congress, as I've gone back and read the resolutions of 2001 and 2002. And I would also say, though, we should have a formal resolution. It would be good for the country, it's good for Congress, it's good for the education process, and it sends a very strong signal to our enemies. And perhaps when the President sends it to us, and I hope he will in November or December, we will have an opportunity to have the debate again, and we can review how effective will these airstrikes have been at that time. How effective is the training program? How well is it going? And what allies have actually stepped up and what have they contributed? Because right now we do not have the answer to those questions. And I'll say another thing, Mr. Speaker. If we are going to fight this war because it's worth fighting, then it's well worth winning. And speaking for myself, I want the Commander-in-Chief and our armed services to have all the tools that are available to them. And if that means having ground troops on the table, then I want to be sure that we send that signal. Because the last thing we need to do right now to our enemies abroad is going to do this or we're not going to do that. We can't have a half-pregnant war. We have got to fight to win and wipe out this terrorist surge. Thank you.